Hi guys, nice to see you again. I'm with my friend Abdul-Qadir, who helps to run a charity called Families Relief. Now, Abdul-Qadir, Families Relief, it's not maybe a charity that a lot of people have heard of.
That's true.
So can you tell us a little bit more about it and what kind of work that they do?
God willing, this year in September, we will be celebrating 20 years serving the poor and the needy.
20 years.
20 years. And Families Relief is started 20 years ago with one vision, looking after families. Our mission to empower families, to sustain them, and through that family unit, give security to the children. So the children grow up in a stable family environment with love, with confidence, with mother-fatherly love, brother-sister love, build that relationship. So they grow up tomorrow with full confidence to be a mother, to be a father, and equally we support the families, not only through food, but also assist the family to make sure the children have a good education.
So that's really important to know, because what you've talked about there is, it's not just looking after any specific individual, but when you look after the family unit, you're giving the future a chance, aren't you? So you're like helping children to be raised in a more comfortable environment where they're getting provided for, so that then when they grow up to be the new parents,
That's right.
they've already had that better start to pass on to the next generation.
That's correct.
Right.
That's where Family Relief differ. We don't believe in orphanage, because in orphanage you bring them together in a long corridors to be looked after by 3-4 people. But one of the things these children in an orphanage miss out is that love, that kindness, that security, that in family environment. That is totally missed out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I myself, as an ex-social worker, I see children from broken home, children from the children home, have got a totally negative attitude toward life. Because they have that mentality, I'm the reject of the society. I'm the bad one of the society. But here, we are giving them that respect, that value. And another thing we do as well. So I come to you. I say to you, Basil, you haven't got any children. Okay? I will place one child with you. And I will pay you for that child every month until he or she reach the age of 18.
Yeah.
So what he or she will grow up with you, will have the love from you, from your wife, a stable environment, that security, and he or she will leave your house tomorrow. Not only they will have a good education, but also they will have the confidence to stand on the feet. And this is something Families Relief have a charity, we take it very seriously, close to our heart.
That's really good. That's a really good way of looking at it. And actually, it might be a little bit, funny to hear that, but there's actually another charity that we're going to be looking at later on down the line, and maybe a couple of weeks down the line, called Lumos. And one of the things that interested me in that charity is something that you've mentioned, is they're against institutions or orphanages. They prefer for the children to be raised with their families. Okay, so instead of, for example, having no mother or no father, a lot of children going into orphanages or institutions, they have parents, but the parents can't afford to look after them. See what I mean? And actually, just as well, from a perspective of a Muslim, Islamically, from our perspective, the advice from the Prophet, peace be upon him, was the responsibility is on the family to look after the child, and if they can't afford to do that, then it becomes the responsibility of the community not to look after the child, but to help the family look after their own child. See what I mean? So
Yes.
you don't take the child away from the family
Yes.
and put him in an institution.
Yes.
You provide support for the family so that they can look after their own children.
Yes.
And I think that's a really important point, because
Well, for me, it's pivotal, because any given society, if there's no structure of family, is a broken society. So family is very, very pivotal for the well-being of any given society, regardless whether you have faith or no faith, whatever belief you may have. But family is very, very crucial for the day-to-day smooth running of the society.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you've mentioned then, different families are different. So we're not focusing, we're not excluding anyone.
No, humanity I'm talking
or not even saying single parents.
No.
Family is a family.
Exactly.
We're here to help everyone.
Exactly.
That's really important. So in terms of what we're going to be focusing on for this event, right? Feed the Fasting. First of all, what countries does Family Relief operate in general? Before we get onto that, actually, what countries do Families Relief operate in? And what kind of previous charitable causes have they supported in those countries?
Well, Families Relief working in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, in Gaza, in Jordan, Burma, where you have is a headline on the news at present.
Unfortunately, I think you don't get enough headlines on the news about Burma.
Yes.
It's very undercover, isn't it?
I have spent a lot of money there. Burma, and then of course Africa. Now, why I have brought this campaign, Feed the Force? I myself, I come from Africa. I was brought up in a family at a very, very early age, experienced poverty.
Okay.
In 1 week, I will live on water. If I'm lucky, once a week I'll have 2 glasses of milk. And if you look at my picture, when I came to England, I was a matchstick. You see? And that's what has given me that I left social work to help the poor and the needy. I get a great satisfaction when I go and give them food, I give them water, I give them medicine, I hug the children. That gives me more satisfaction than having £1 million in my pocket.
Yeah, of course. It's amazing, the more you meet and talk to people who have been through certain hardships, the more enthusiastic they become to help others, whether it's poverty or even, some people who maybe have suffered with other issues they were born with, like disabilities, or even like drugs, for example, or alcoholism. People who've suffered with it, the more keen I'm instead of turning around and saying to life, do you know what, I give up, or, I hate the world because I suffered, or whatever, they actually get more motivated. I went through this, I want to make sure nobody else does, so I'm going to go and do something about it. Right?
And that's why I have started, because I remember 4 years ago, I was in where was that country? I think if I remember rightly, it was Sri Lanka, where I have went in the rural areas. They were fasting, but they didn't have clean water to break the fast. They were fasting, they even did not have a date to break the fast. And then when I returned back to England, I see how much food get wasted. How much food we throw away. I say, Abdul Qadir, you are in a mission now. Every Ramadan, feed the fasting. And our mission this year, God willing, to feed 200,000.
200,000 people.
Yes. And with the cooperation of humanity at large, this dream can become true with God willing. We all have got a passion for food, for ourselves, for our family, or society at large. But just think, if you happen to be right now in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, in Burma, and the list go on, on, on. You're not the fortunate one. But if the Almighty God has blessed us with so much food, as I was in a conference last year, Church Anti-Poverty. This is the amount of food waste in this country can feed the Africa country. So I'm saying we all together do a day of sacrifice, from the luxury food to the very basic. The money you save, donate to the link. Let's get these people food, water, medicine. It'll give them hope that they are not abandoned. The world feels for them. And this is a great mission for us, members of the humanity.
What about how far will people's money go? Like how much of it will go towards the cause? And then, for example, how much money would you need to, for example, feed one family for a day?
Okay, you have raised a very important question here. Number one, Families Relief has got a policy aiming 100%. So when you, Basil, give me £20 today, I don't take 1 penny out of it. I myself am a trustee. I don't take 1 penny for wages. I don't want any money. All I ask the charity, give me a car, give me the petrol, give me the insurance, give me the road tax, I'll do the work. So, as little as £30 for 1 month, we can feed a family of 5. Now let me clarify something here.
Okay.
When I say a family of 5, I will feed them with £30. I'm not talking here every day meat, every day chicken, every day fish, or whatever. There's a thing here which we expect, we take for granted. But there's at 30 days, I will give you the very, very, very basic to survive for 30 days.
Yeah.
I mean, just an example, it could be salt, sugar, milk powder, rice or flour, tea bag, and give you about 10 liters of water. That is your ration for 1 month. Just as an example, if you see where I'm going from. By doing that, is enable us with little money feed a family for 1 month.
Right. And you see, you said £30.
Yes.
Now, you know, obviously £30 doesn't mean that you yourself have to pay £30. Even if you just pay £1.
Whatever.
If it's 30 people paying £1, that's a whole family of 5 looked after for a month.
That's correct.
Just to survive. And what you mentioned there is important. It's about survival, isn't it? Like for me, on this challenge, the Dawn Till Dusk challenge, now I got asked, like, you know, for some media releases, what do you think will be the hardest, you know, the hardest thing about the challenge? And for me, I thought about it. I said, no, it's not even the food, to be honest. It's the things that we take for granted. You know, things that I take for granted is like having a shower, right? You know, if I guess,
right, yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I'm thinking, where am I going to have a shower? How am I going to wash my clothes? Where am I going to sleep?
Yes.
And I'm going to be sleeping on the floor in the mosque.
Yes.
Or in a tent camping.
Yes.
Depending on what city I'm in.
Exactly.
You know, things like that.
Yes.
But at the end of it all, after the month's over and I've had my fun and, you know, I've done all the YouTube stuff and, you know, met all the people,
yes.
I get to go back home to the nice electric shower, food whenever I want, nice warm bed, you know, all the rest of it. Whereas after Ramadan's over for people in poverty, they don't get to just go back to how it was before. That's their everyday reality to them, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, one of the things, I'm heavily involved in Sheffield because I do a lot of interfaith work. I work very, very closely with the church.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things now, alongside the church, every 3 weeks now, we are feeding over 100 homeless dinner.
100 homeless people in Sheffield.
That's correct.
So what you're saying is Muslims and Christians are getting together from the mosques and the churches. They're working together to provide, is it like a food bank?
I am providing 3 cooked course meal.
Right.
Every 3 weeks in Sheffield city centre, you will see all the homeless queuing up. Cooked 3 course meal.
Do you know what, I don't get 3 course meals.
For me, they deserve it. They don't have. So every 3 weeks we give them the best treatment.
When I go
this
back,
is a choice.
when I go back to mum and dad, I get like a 10 course meal. But when it's me and my friend in this flat,
yeah, different line.
put a pizza in the oven.
Exactly.
But that's, you know, that in a way it's sad that I think there's 900,000 people in the UK that have used food banks in the last year.
Yes, it's close to 1 million now.
Yeah, and that's, a lot of that isn't even the government providing it, it's, you know, people like yourselves.
Yes.
But it also goes to show what happens when, you know, the different parts of the community come together.
Yes.
Right? So Muslims and Christians working together.
That's correct, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they're helping everyone in the community, regardless of that person's background.
Yes. No, that does not come. We are in a mission to look after humanity. Regardless whether you have faith or no faith, that does not come in the equation. What matters to me, what I wish for myself, I wish for my neighbor. And that's why, beside every 3 weeks, we're giving 3 course meal, cooked, ready to serve.
Yeah.
Then, also now we have started, it's about 3 months ago, we do food bank.
Yeah.
So the church will ring me, say, Abdul, can you give me 20 baht? Can you give me this? I say, give me 48 hours, that will happen. So we are in business to serve humanity for the love of God.
I think that's fantastic. So, feed the fasting, guys. We want to aim to feed 200,000 people who have been fasting in countries that are poverty-stricken, both in Africa and in Asia. A lot of these people, as well as poverty, might be living in countries that are suffering war. There might be refugees.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's not just the food you provided. It's, you know, excuse the language or the expression, but sometimes when people get really desperate for food,
of course,
they'll be willing to do crazy things to kind of like feed their kids. So you'll be protecting people's modesty as well.
Yes.
You'll be protecting people's modesty. You'll be protecting, you know, reducing levels of desperation, crime, etc., etc.
Yes.
Right. So you need to think about the bigger picture. These people are like that year round. Okay. What I would like you guys to try and do is either go visit the link at the bottom, donate to Families Relief online, or alternatively, if you maybe don't have a lot of money to donate yourself at the moment, or maybe you've donated to other charities already, what you can do is get yourself sponsored. Join the Dawn Till Dusk Challenge. All you need to do is download a sponsorship form, or you can make your own sponsorship form if that's what you prefer. Try and go just one single day from dawn till dusk, so during daylight hours, without eating or without drinking, or you can tailor it to whatever ability you have, and try and get people to sponsor you for doing that challenge, the Dawn Till Dusk Challenge. Doing it, first of all, it'll get you a lot of sponsorship, hopefully. It's a difficult challenge, so make sure you get people to sponsor you. Second of all, it really does make you appreciate what other people are going through, does it not?
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like you mentioned yourself when you were young, you know, like no matter how much you read about stuff in books or watch stuff on the TV, it's not the same as going through it yourself.
We have experience in that. That's why I have that passion. When people see me, they said, "Why you're so?" I said, "Because I have gone through life."
Yeah.
So when I'm talking, I'm feeling it.
Yeah. And that's natural. It's not like, you know, we're saying, you know, people who haven't gone through it don't care. But it's just like me, myself, talking about myself, right? You're watching, for example, some advert on the TV or comic relief or whatever it is. You know, I'll see the advert, I'll be like, oh, cute little baby.
Yeah.
I'll go on and I'll donate £1.
Yes.
The next day I forgot about it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's it, I've given my £1 and, you know.
You have done your duty.
Yeah, I've done my bit, leave me alone now. Do you know what I mean? But that's it. But to that kid, that's his life. That's every single minute of every single day.
Yes. Yes.
So really do need to try and get A, money, B, empathy. Try and understand what these people are going through, because the thing is, as well, is, let's be honest, is there's a lot of, you know, difficulties that this country is going through in terms of financially and in terms of politically, etc., etc., etc. So, you know, when people get frustrated about certain things, it's easy to kind of like
Forget.
yeah, direct more inwards as well. You know, well, why should we be, you know, doing this or doing that when there's problems there and there? So I mean, what the Dauntle Dust Challenge is about is, like you've mentioned, we're here to help everyone, right? So we're here to help several different charities. Many of these charities will be focusing the money donated within this country. Some charities will be helping others abroad. At the end of the day, you know,
We're meeting human needs.
yeah, there's no, you know, there's plenty for us to be able to help
Focus.
everyone. You see what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So, anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I would like to end with bottom of my heart. I urge you to come and join Families Relief with a humanitarian campaign, that tomorrow you wake up, you say to yourself, today I have done one of the best deeds of my life. I've been part of a campaign feeding 200,000 who are poor, who are hungry, who are destitute. But your money has put a smile in the face, have given hope. So come, help us to make that dream come true, God willing.
Thank you, brother. I love you. See you soon, inshallah. You know what, guys? This is like one of my favourite people in the world, honestly. The links are going to be at the bottom to everything, so if you want to learn more about the Dauntle Dust Challenge, the links are at the bottom. If you want to watch any of our previous videos, learn more about any of the other charities that we're going to be supporting, or to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, etc., etc., all the links are at the bottom. Families Relief is a UK registered charity.
That's correct, yes.
If you'd like to learn more about Families Relief, links at the bottom will be put towards Families Relief. If you want to check out their website or any of their social media sites, they're all going to be on there. You can contact them if you want to help them give further support, or maybe volunteer some time, or maybe learn about some of the other campaigns that they're running. So, always nice to see you as always.
Likewise.
I'll catch you guys later on.
Yeah.
We're going to be in Leeds supporting Families Relief on the 23rd of June.
23rd of June.
23rd of June, Leeds Town Centre. Make sure you're there. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Peace be upon you. Okay, that'll do it. I think you smashed it, bro.
Praise be to
Yeah.
Allah. I don't know how
You should be the speaker.